Hello, Professor. This is Bhavna Bullapalli, and my partner is Suruchi Reddy Kotla. This video is for the explanation of Big Data ICP6. Firstly, we have imported the necessary libraries, namely Pandas, NumPy, and Matplotlib. We installed sklearn cluster for k-means, and we have read the data here from a CSV file. Here are the necessary columns we took with names, employee ID, expenditure, income, and savings. Here we are printing first 10 rows of the data. Here are the respective employee IDs, income, expenditure, and savings shown. Firstly, we are using a function named describe to find the count of the income, expenditure, and savings in their respective means, minimum and maximum values. This is the output shown here. Here we are using a function called pair plot. Here we send the necessary columns which we want to plot, and we plot the graphs between two respective attributes, and we check for the output so that we can choose which is the most accurate one for plotting the clusters. And here is the output shown. Here we have plotted between income and expenditure, and respectively, like between savings and income. And here we after getting the output from the above plot, we chose to plot the graph between income and expenditure, as it will give the most accurate output. Here we are using scalar fit transform model, so to minimize the difference between the magnitude, as there is a lot of difference between the magnitude of count mean. So we are using here a scalar fit function to minimize the difference of values, and the output is shown here. And we are using k-means. It's a k-means algorithm which will help us in choosing the optimum number of clusters, and which is helpful in choosing good centroid and centroid value. And here we are finding k-means inertia value from k-means dot inertia, and we are printing the output here. Here we are to find the number of clusters to be taken and the range of the cluster to be taken, we are plotting elbow curve, and with inertia as a y label and the number of clusters as x label. And we are taking clusters in the range of 1 to 20, and we have plotted the graph here. This is the range where we can get that curve, and we are taking the range of 3 to 7 and plotting graphs accordingly. Here to plot clusters graphs, we need the centroids and predictions, and we are finding prediction values and centroid by using k-means dot predict function and k-means dot cluster function respectively. And this is how we are getting prediction and centroid values. And now here I'm displaying the predictions of cluster number 3. So here it shows the output of 2, 1, 0 respectively. Like it shows like the first row is in this particular cluster, and so on. It shows like the second row is in this particular cluster number 1, so on. And we are printing the scale data here. Here we are plotting the graph with cluster number 3, and we are taking the income and expenditure respectively on x and y labels. This is the graph for with the cluster number 3, and this is the centroid, and these are the values plotted around it. Similarly, we are plotting graphs for cluster number 4, and this is the respective graph with its respective centroid. And this is it shows 4 clusters here, and here we are plotting it for cluster 5 with the scatter plot. This is the respective graph, and this is for cluster 6 and 7 respectively. Thank you. This is the end of uh, explanation for ICP6.